If you struggle to keep going with your career modes, adding storylines to your save can give you a reason to keep playing. You might not even know what a storyline is clicking on this video, you might not know where to find them, you might not know how to make your own, and you might not even know why they'd be fun. But that's exactly what we're going to look at in today's video. By the end of this video, you'll be able to use them like a pro, and I can promise you'll enjoy your career modes even more going forwards. So let's get started with what a storyline even is. This depends on who you ask, but to me, it's basically a small challenge or restriction that will change some part of your career mode. To help you understand, let's have a look at an example of a storyline that might come up in your save and show you exactly the type of thing that you'll need to do. So let's say you have a storyline like the one on screen right now. The storyline is that the board has set up a new academy in South America. Underneath is an example of something that you could possibly do, which is signing a bunch of young players from South America. But I think it's totally believable that a football club could indeed invest an academy in South America. So that's what the storyline is. From here, it's up to you what you do to add it to your save. In this example, you need to sign 3 young players from the continent and send a youth scout out there for 9 months. Super simple, and in your head, you can imagine that it's something that's actually happened in your save. This can go on and lead to other storylines that maybe haven't been randomized, and you can sign some young players from South America and you can note that it's believable because your board has invested in that continent. So where can you actually find a good storyline idea? Well, nobody can make a better storyline for your save than you can, but if you're not feeling creative, there's a bunch of different places you can look for them. My own website is linked in the description, and I've got a randomizer that can give you a storyline and a challenge every single time you press the button. You can also find them all over the career mode focused parts of Instagram, Twitter and Reddit, as well as in the Discord, which below we have a whole channel where people have suggested little storylines. If you take a few storylines that you like, put them in a list somewhere else and use a random number generator, you can easily randomize some scenarios of storylines that you like the sounds of to use in your FIFA career mode save. This is the whole point of using the storylines. You get random things assigned to you at random times, and that will make aspects of the game change. If you've got any storylines that you like to use in your career modes or you like to share, why not post them in the comments below? So why exactly are storylines so crucial to having a good FIFA career mode save? Well, in other football games like Football Manager, the storylines come a little bit more naturally. You might be playing as a small team and then PSG wants a young player, then you have to have the challenge of persuading them to stay or finding a replacement if they do decide to leave. You don't really get that kind of thing happening in FIFA. If you wanted, on FIFA you could have a team of all 99 rated players in Division 4, which obviously should be causing some issues. All of a sudden, if you've incorporated storylines into your career mode save, you might generate one that says some of your younger players are causing troubles. And even though they aren't really doing it in game, you're not getting it on the email notice board or you're not getting it in your inbox, this is going to cause you to change things up if you decide to follow the storyline. It's going to give you a chance to bring some new ideas to the save and hopefully a little bit more enjoyment. If your storyline says something like a youth player has been disrupted, then you have to release them. Maybe you'd already planned a lot of your future around this young player and then suddenly you don't have them anymore. This has caused you to change a massive part of your future plans. Maybe you're happy scouting the same nations every single time. You're in England, you've got Scotland, France and Wales being scouted constantly. All of a sudden you get a storyline asking you to scout China, South Korea and Australia for talent. This isn't just a random decision from you as a manager, it should have a reason behind it, and that's what makes storylines so fun. Storylines don't have to be tiny like youth scouts and stuff like that either. If you're interested in longer saves, you could easily add in some massive ones too. Maybe your tiny club has been bought out by a foreign tycoon. You could spend the next 4 seasons redeveloping your team with players from your new owner's nationality. A different storyline could then force you to restrict new signing wages to really small amounts, forcing you to sign worse players than you have been doing for the next few transfer windows, which again is not something a lot of people will have tried to do. This, however, does happen in real life quite a lot. You see a lot of smaller teams having financial issues randomly or going into administration for reasons that you don't quite understand. So having these storylines can sort of bring a bit of this randomness and a bit more real world interaction into your FIFA career mode save. The increased randomness of FIFA career mode after you've added storylines is exactly why you should be using them. Hopefully by this part of the video you'll know exactly what they are, where to find storylines and how to use them. So to finish off, let's have a look at some of the best ones that you can add to your storyline lists for your next FIFA career mode save. So this could be a really fun one right here, the fans saying the club has no ambition in the transfer market, where you have to sign an international player who could be the highest rated player in your squad. This is a really cool one. I do like the idea of this. It's something you see in real life quite a lot. A team like Manchester United might be showing a little bit less ambition than normal, and then the manager will go out and sign a really big name. You saw it with players like Cristiano Ronaldo, so it could be a good way of spicing up your career mode. This is another good, really difficult challenge. This one's harder than the last one, where your largest investor loses interest in funding your team. Again, this is something you've seen quite a lot in the past. You've seen it with teams like Valencia, where they've dropped down the league after being quite successful. So for the next year, you have to sell a player who gets a higher bid than their value, which is going to cause a lot of different challenges and a lot of different changes in your squad. And again, one that I think is super interesting and super fun. So this one's going to be quite a difficult storyline for you to do. It's going to take quite a while for you to actually retrain your oldest striker to be a central midfielder. But again, it's something you have seen in the past. Players like Wayne Rooney slowly moved further and further back as they got older. So if you want to change things up, maybe you don't actually have room for them to play as a striker anymore, you can then retrain your oldest striker to be a central midfielder. If you're looking outside of my website for storylines, you can find a ton of them on Reddit. So for example, I've just searched storyline on Reddit. Here is a post by Ratjay, or FIFA CM Tips as he used to be known. Super cool storylines right here. So there's 3 pages where each one of them has like 8 different storylines. So there's 24 in total. So make sure you check things like this out if you are a bit more interested in maybe making your own list and using an RNG to actually find some cool ones. But in here, let's have a look at some of these ideas. So for example, this one, number 7, this is quite a good one. Your 2 highest rated players had a big argument and don't want to play together, so you have to sell one of them in your transfer window. So you just have a look on your squad list, find the 2 highest rated players and sell one of them. It sounds super easy, but you are actually going to be selling one of your 2 highest rated players of your squad. So it's going to make quite a big change in how you play the save. Smaller ideas could be something like number 17 right here. The food your players ate at the club was poisoned, so 6 of your starting 11 have stomachache and can't play for the next 2 matches. It doesn't have a long-term repercussion, but for those 2 matches you are going to have to play 6 players that maybe you don't normally use. It's up to you to pick which 6, and that's going to be part of the challenge, you trying to find the 6 players that you need the least. But I do like the ideas on this list, so make sure you check that out too on FIFA Careers the Reddit. And the final place I really recommend you have a look for some video ideas is going to be on our Reddit right here. So this is on the link in the description below. Join the Discord and head over to the Temp Storyline Ideas channel. We have so many different storylines in here. We've got player career mode storylines. We've got full Chelsea storylines for every single player. We've got rebuilding some players. We've got a lot of memes in here and stuff. But if you want to talk about storylines or you want to suggest your own, this is exactly where I recommend you post them. So check it out by joining the Discord in the comments below. But thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you can get some storylines into your career mode. And hopefully you'll have a fun save. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon. Subscribe if you want to see more like this. Thank you and goodbye.